with a side venture. And I'm not suggesting that employers would necessarily have a problem with it, but just make sure you're in tune with your primary employer's HR policies and procedures.
If you are thinking about adding side work, Eshelman recommends choosing work that aligns with your skills and energy, not just what pays fast. Treat side income with a plan. Emergency fund first, then debt reduction or retirement savings. Don't ignore taxes. Multiple income streams can complicate filings.
Can polywork help strengthen someone's financial future?
Polyworking can strengthen financial resilience, accelerate some of these longer term goals that we're talking about here, Laura. But it's just making sure that we recognize that burnout is real, and extra work certainly can eat into family time and mental bandwidth. And to try to measure and weigh those things can be a bit difficult, but important considerations as well.
But keep in mind, polywork needs structure. Eshelman says the danger of polywork is fragmented income with no strategy, which adds stress instead of security. Remember, the conversation doesn't end here. You can stream all of our Dollars and Cents coverage on the ABC10 app. Your money questions have answers. Email me at lpainter@abc10.com.
For now, let's get you over to Monica. You're calling for a weather impact alert as rain and snow move in, Monica?
That's right, and it all gets going, especially over the weekend into Christmas week. So showers coming to an end for tonight, rain making a return. That's next up on the list on Friday with light accumulations. But the third thing we're going to be tracking is that weather impact alert. That comes on Sunday and will last through Christmas week. Big rain and snow totals coming our way. Highs for today, what a difference. Temperatures warmed into the 60s throughout the valley. 66 for Stockton. It just took a couple of peaks of sunshine and we warmed right back into the 60s. 50s for the Sierra with rain for today. 50s for the foothills with rain as well. So we're still under that ridge of high pressure. That's going to keep us on the warmer side of this storm cycle that's coming in. Right now, we're still in the 50s to near 60. We have variable cloud cover outside. Tahoe right now dry at 44 degrees. We actually saw the sunset today at 4:47. Tonight, what happens? Post rain, light winds, we pick up the gray, the fog, the widespread low clouds for tomorrow. Now it does start to clear partially by the afternoon. We're still going to be sitting in the 50s. We're in a pretty warm air mass overhead right now. Satellite and radar confirming we don't have much in the way of rain or clouds moving through at this hour, but a big plume of moisture is sitting off the coast. I mentioned this last night. It's still the case. The origins of all this activity is the Hawaiian island chain, so it's going to bring us some very high elevation snow initially with very little in the way of snow on the front end of it. We'll get there, but it's going to take some time. We're unfortunately in this path of excessive rainfall. Slight risk for the valley, better risk for the foothills, and even up through the Sierra. So everything that's on top of the Sierra is going to find its way down the hill. They're going to start.
Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. So great to have you here.
We do want to start tonight with breaking news. We continue to track a CHP pursuit of what appears to be a stolen dump truck. So I want to show you video first to start. This was taken before 5 p.m. as the dump truck drove past the ABC10 studios on Highway 50 in downtown Sacramento. Just look at that. You can see the red truck followed by several CHP patrol cars. And here's what we know. Roseville police say they got a report of a stolen dump truck near Angus Road. Police say the driver failed to stop and officers chased down Fitiment to Baseline and then west toward I-5. CHP took over the pursuit. They tell us the person is now in custody and they're on their way to learn more. We're also hearing reports that the dump truck crashed. We do have a crew on the way to the scene. Meanwhile, I want to show you a live look. This is the tower cam overlooking Highway 50. The pursuit appears to have ended on eastbound 50 just east of Highway 99. Now that is out of the view from here, but just look at that traffic backup. Of course, this happened right during the evening commute.
Yeah, and we also want to show you a different perspective here. This is a live look at our traffic map from the last time we showed it to you at the beginning of the 5 o'clock hour. These red marks here, these red backups have really grown. So you can just see how much this pursuit has impacted really the greater Sacramento area here. And of course, we will continue to stay on top of this story. We're going to bring you the latest as soon as we learn it on air, online, right here on ABC10 and our website, abc10.com. Tonight, President Trump will address the nation. In a social media post announcing this, he says, quote, "It has been a great year for our country and the best is yet to come," end quote. The White House press secretary says the address will talk about accomplishments over the year and what's to come next. You can watch his presidential address to the nation right here on ABC10 tonight at 6 p.m.
Well, the big debate over health care continues on Capitol Hill as lawmakers scramble ahead of the winter break that actually starts on Friday. Just this afternoon, the House passed a Republican alternative to the Democratic demands of extending Affordable Care Act subsidies. The Lower Health Care Premiums for All Americans Act has slim chances of passing the Senate, where 2 votes on health care, a Republican version and a Democratic version, both failed this month. Today's vote comes after all House Democrats and some House Republicans signed on to a discharge petition, which would force a vote on a Democratic bill to extend ACA subsidies for at least 3 years, even if House Speaker Mike Johnson doesn't call for one. But even this vote is likely to happen next year, which means subsidies will still expire December 31st, causing health care premiums to soar.
On or before January 6th, that petition must come to the floor. So the question is, the Speaker, what is he going to do?
Democratic Congressman John Garamendi and Republican Congressman Kevin Kiley both are calling the lack of action on health care a failure of leadership by House Speaker Mike Johnson.
The extension of the subsidies on a temporary basis is actually overwhelmingly popular with the public. Members on both sides who believe this is an urgent issue, and it is for all of our members in terms of what their constituents are going to have to deal with in the start of the new year. So what's wrong with having a vote?
Meantime, House Speaker Mike Johnson has denied he's lost control of the House. The 3-day hearing on the federal lawsuit challenging California's Proposition 50, the ballot measure to temporarily redraw state congressional lines, wrapped up just this morning.
No ruling as of airtime tonight, but the stakes remain high.
ABC10 State Matters political reporter Jenny Huh is live here in studio, and I know you've been tracking this suit really since day one.
Yes.
And so we wanted to have a little further discussion about this. So quickly summarize for us, and I know that may be hard to do, but the best you can, the past 3 days in court.
I will do my absolute best. Like you guys said, it's been lengthy and passionate in the courtroom. So 3 days. It started Monday at 9 a.m., ended this morning with closing arguments. And like you said, we're still awaiting a ruling. So this hearing was actually for a temporary restraining order on Prop 50. So what the Republicans asked for is by this Friday, for the judge to put a pause on the implementation of Prop 50, because this Friday is actually the first big date for candidates who want to run in 2026 to start filing their intention to run. And so they need to know what maps they're going to be, what the maps are, so they know what district they're running in. So that's what this TRO was for. And so, yeah, that was the big point of this 3-day hearing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And now that sense of urgency, right? Now that we have some timelines to meet. Let's talk about this. We know yesterday you referenced Paul Mitchell. He's the guy behind all the maps,
Exactly.
right? And he's been in the hot seat a little bit because he didn't take the stand. So what else have you learned? Can you tell us more?
So he provided a 7-hour deposition, but he didn't take the stand, like you said. So that's a near 400-page transcription that's available of his deposition. But even that wasn't sufficient for Republicans. He actually invoked legislative privilege multiple times during the deposition. And the Republican argument is he's not a legislator. He's not a staffer either. So why would that privilege extend to him? So what I'm hearing from a legislative analyst is there may be a separate ruling on whether that privilege applies to Paul. If they decide it doesn't, he could be, they could compel him to testify. So even on that, there's still some uncertainty. So there's still a lot more that we need to track here with this lawsuit.
And again, we've got that Friday deadline where we know candidates want to start filing to figure out what maps we're actually going to be using. Talk about the Supreme Court really quickly, because I know the justices upheld the Texas redistricting, and a lot of this was based on that here in California, according to the governor anyway. How does that ruling affect the California Prop 50 lawsuit?
In Texas, it was actually the opposite. They argued, the lower courts argued they were diluting minority votes. Here, they're saying we're enhancing minority votes, specifically of Latino and Hispanic voters. So what people are saying is, hey, if the Supreme Court upheld the Texas redistricting and said, even though there's racial concerns, it's still for partisan measures, so we're going to uphold it, the same should apply in California. So it's weakened the Republican argument in some ways, is what I'm hearing from the legal experts.
We always appreciate your perspective.
Of course.
Jenny joining us in the studio, breaking it all down, helping us unpack all of this. So we'll speak with you again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Well, listen to this. Many Californians will see a small boost in their paychecks next year as the state minimum wage goes up. Starting January 1st, the hourly wage increases from $16.50 to $16.90. State officials say the adjustment is tied to inflation and is capped each year. Fast food and some healthcare workers already earn higher minimum wages under separate state guidelines. And streaming now on the ABC10 app, the To The Point team breaks down California's newest laws in 2026 and how they impact you. You can stream the special right now on the free ABC10 app. Well, Nick Reiner, the man accused of killing his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, made his first court appearance today and did not enter a plea. He's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He was arrested Sunday night after officials found his parents dead in their LA home. Reiner is being represented by defense attorney Alan Jackson, who famously defended Karen Reed, who was acquitted of murder.
Our hearts go out to the entire Reiner family. There are very, very complex and serious issues that are associated with this case. These need to be thoroughly but very carefully dealt with.
His arraignment is scheduled for January 7th. Officials say they haven't decided on seeking the death penalty yet. He was ordered to be held without bail.
Tonight, controversy at 12 Bridges High School in Lincoln after students there recently formed a club associated with Turning Point USA. Some students say they plan on protesting, while others say the club's activities are protected by free speech. ABC10's Austin Castro breaks down the debate.
At 12 Bridges High School, the newly formed Club America has drawn criticism. This is all following Lincoln City Council member Holly Andreatta's appearance as a speaker. A video circulating appears to show her discussing her daughter's trauma and sexual orientation, along with her thoughts on the separation of church and state. Council member Andreatta didn't reply to our request for an interview, but posted this video on Monday.
Although my intentions were good and I was just trying to teach a lesson on loving people, even when you have a different perspective, I betrayed my daughter's confidence. And that was wrong of me, and I'm deeply regretful.
The comments now sparking further debate on the student club she appeared at.
It became evident that the Club America was being used as a platform for spewing a lot of bigotry and hatred to the students.
Ruth Cox, president of the Democratic Club of Lincoln, argues the existence of the club isn't the main issue, but rather how it's being used. Dozens of people on both sides spoke during public comment at Tuesday night's board meeting. That included the father of Club America's student president.
Some have claimed that Club America is unsafe. I disagree. There's nothing unsafe about students listening to ideas they may not agree with. In fact, education itself depends on exposure to diverse viewpoints.
For many in that meeting, the debate boiled down to free speech versus hate speech. Meanwhile, the Western Placer Unified School District says Club America is an approved club that meets district criteria to operate on campus. In a statement to ABC10, the district adds, quote, allowing a student club to exist does not constitute endorsement of the club's beliefs or viewpoints. As a public school district, WPUSD is legally required to uphold students' rights to form and participate in approved student clubs, end quote. A formal complaint was filed with the school district while students are planning a protest at a future date. In Lincoln, Austin Castro, ABC10.
Austin, thank you. Coming up, an ABC 10 exclusive. The founder behind the Youth Peace and Justice Foundation speaks out.
Plus, the Oscars will have a new home in 2029 where you can watch. Next. New tonight, an exclusive interview with the founder of a Texas-based nonprofit after city leaders questions his claims of a gang ceasefire in Stockton.
ABC 10's Nazi Javid has the exclusive, pressing for answers about those claims and accusations this is a scam.
Daniel Chapin is the founder of the Youth Peace and Justice Foundation, originally the Uvalde Foundation for Kids.
It's time for me to step up and address some of these questions and put a face and a name and a voice
Stockton city leaders, including the mayor, police, and the San Joaquin County Sheriff, say they had no contact with the organization and no way to verify a ceasefire.
It is contradictory to what I'm saying. We recognize that there's been a gap, and that goes back to that strategy.
Chapin says that gap was intentional, claiming his group limited contact with officials by email only to protect people he claims were involved in a temporary truce. Law enforcement says there's no way to verify that any agreement ever took place.
I think there's been a lot of questions in the community about whether this ceasefire actually happened. So did it happen?
Absolutely did happen. It was tactical and strategic.
He claims known gang affiliates contacted him.
I'm talking about individuals that were involved in these gangs themselves.
So you're saying gang members contacted you?
I'm saying that they contacted us and they said, you know what, it's going to break out up there.
So he says his nonprofit stepped in, but national experts have criticized what they call parachuting into a city after a tragedy.
It's what parachutes are made for. When Uvalde happened in 2022, a community was ripped apart. When Stockton happened in 2025, a community was ripped apart. And what do we hear? We need help. We need all the resources.
The most serious accusation has been that this is a money grab.
Shouldn't you have a relationship with the city so that you have more buy-in and people are not calling it a scam?
That's why I think it's ironic that in some cases people look at us and go, well, are you a scam? And yet what we're actually doing is the exact call for accountability. We will never go into a community and say, we're going to do all of these things, write us a check, or we want a piece of what the mayor say, a piece of the pie. No, never have done that. Never will do that.
As for what he does want,
the ultimatum is, from this point forward, the foundation is going to hold the city of Stockton and any city across this nation accountable for every dollar that it claims is going to direct violence intervention.
But the mayor said he hasn't reached out.
Here's the commitment that I'm going to make to you right here and now. As part of our getting centered into Stockton, I'm going to personally pick up the phone and call the mayor's office. If the mayor will give me a voice, I'll sit down with him.
The mayor and law enforcement officials maintain that unverified ceasefire claims can create confusion and risk public safety.
Again, that was our Nazi Javid reporting. Stay with us for updates.
Meanwhile, Sacramento County says salmonella cases are above normal levels in the county because of an outbreak linked to eggs from Vega Farms Incorporated, based out of Dixon. CPDH has confirmed 66 cases linked to the outbreak statewide, 49 of which are reported cases from Sacramento County. There have been 13 hospitalizations and no deaths. The county recommends people and businesses get rid of the recalled eggs immediately.
Well, a major change is coming to the Oscars. The Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences announced today the award ceremony will stream on YouTube starting 2029. ABC will continue broadcasting the event until 2028, which will mark the 100th Oscars. The change represents a big move for one of television's biggest events. YouTube will retain the rights until 2033, and while major award shows have added streaming partnerships, this YouTube deal marks the first of the big four award shows to bypass broadcast altogether.
Well, the change is underway, tracking a prolonged atmospheric river event when we'll see the heaviest rain and lowering snow levels.
We want to get back out to breaking news. Our crew has just arrived on scene. This is a closer look of that dump truck pursuit on Highway 50 that we've been following throughout this evening. This is a live look at Highway 50 eastbound just past Highway 99. Here is what we know right now. Roseville police say they got a report of a stolen dump truck near Angus Road. Police say the driver did not stop, and officers chased that driver down Fitterment Road, Baseline, and then towards I-5. The traffic impacts are huge with this. CHP took over the pursuit, and as you can see, that dump truck is flipped over. This is a massive scene right here. They tell us the person is now in custody.
And that pursuit, as we mentioned, is causing a major traffic backup. Just look at this traffic during the evening commute. This is a cam overlooking Highway 50. Now, the pursuit appears to have ended on eastbound 50, just east of Highway 99. That is out of the view, but you see the traffic, and the impact is indeed massive. It's something that we're going to be following throughout the evening on air and on the ABC10 app. So please stay with us for updates. Try and avoid that area if you can. Okay, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods, because the other thing that we're tracking is a weather impact alert.
Yeah, and this is really going to impact traffic for travelers during the busy holiday time.
You know, that scene right there, look, something out of Southern California.
Oh, yes, the famous LA.
Yes, exactly. And it just brings to light that, yes, we're heading into that busy travel time. What we're tracking, we've got some morning fog returning for early tomorrow. That's on the heels of some of those light showers we saw for today. Rain returning on Friday with light accumulations, but it's Christmas week with big rain and snow totals in the forecast. And we're not just talking about Northern California either. This is going to stretch all the way into Los Angeles, San Diego, so all up and down that I-5 corridor. It's going to be a mess. Headlines include our weather impact alert. The timing Sunday into Monday, but I do want to put out a little bit of a warning. It's very likely we're going to extend that into parts of that holiday week, especially Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, trying to get the fine-tuned details on the timing for that. So don't want to put out the all red alert yet. Wetter, cooler, and windy for the impact. Lowering snow levels. Need to prepare for extra travel time, prepare for delays, difficult travel, lots of volume on the roadways, and the potential for road closures in the Sierra. Highs for today warming into the 60s. This is definitely a warmer part of this storm track that's heading our way. 50s up top for the Sierra with rain for today. Right now we have variable cloud cover. Temperatures holding in the 50s. We're at 44 for Tahoe with clearing skies for tonight. Hourly weather, well, we are right back at it. Low clouds and fog early tomorrow morning. Light winds. It's pretty much the recipe for fog setup. Previous rain, light winds, and that sets us up for the low clouds and fog. Basically, we're looking at clear skies right now throughout the region. All of the rain has since moved out of here. It was a real quick moving system under a brief ridge of high pressure. That's going to keep that storm track to the north of us temporarily. But when we track where this is all coming from, it's from the Hawaiian Islands, and that feeds us with a lot of warm moisture, high snow levels, and really a deep moisture tap that will give us the potential for excessive rainfall Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. That's when we really start to see these numbers going up. And then it just continues from there. By Christmas Day, we're looking at anywhere from about 2 to 3 inches of rain in Stockton, upwards of 6 to 8 inches for Redding. For Donner Pass, 30 to 36 inches of snow. It's going to be tough getting up there, but on the back edge of this, it's going to be really ideal for all of the holiday skiing and snowboarding. So tomorrow, a good day. Clean out the storm drains, the gutters, get your rain gear ready, because overnight Saturday into Sunday is when we see that big plume of moisture pretty much on target to hit Northern California. On Monday, lowering snow level to below the passes. This continues much into our Christmas week. Even beyond that, on Friday, we're expecting another big batch of rain to hit all the way into Southern California. More snow for the Sierra. Highs for tomorrow in the 50s for the Sierra with near 60 for the foothills. Again, a great day to get out there from the Bay Area through the valley to clean up all that needs to be done and get ready for a long duration atmospheric river event that really gets going overnight Saturday into Sunday and Monday. And that will keep us in a very wet weather pattern, not only for the Sierra, but through the valley as well. As you can see, our weather impact alert days Sunday into Monday with more rain expected through the holiday week.
Thanks so very much for joining us, everyone. You can watch us anytime right here on the app.